Radio in those days when we met, the training schools were functioning very well. You had a radio station, you have a servicing training school that produces people for succession of broadcasting. This has been killed. Then you look at other areas, banking sector, succession formula was there. Then you look at the school system, succession formula, they were there. And then you look at even politics. They were building politicians that would take over. We had the likes of Aminu Kano, we had all of them. Yes, they may belong to different parties, but they were united in leaving legacies of progress and development for the nation. So if you fast forward now, what do we see? Local governments that are dead, state functionaries that the governors are despotic and ruling like tyrannical rulers of empires. So, and then if you look again, the media, where we were over 30 years ago, there were dread alarms warning politicians that if they continue doing what they were doing, they were going to sink. Now, the First Republic politicians did not listen, they sank. Shagari and his group did not listen, they sank. Fast forward a little bit, NPN and even PDP were warned. They didn't listen. Even in ABU, where I had my first degree, there were serious warnings by the likes of Bala Usman. There were warnings from the Southern universities, from the likes of Professor Escotoyo, Patrick Wilmot, ABU, and they were warning. And they came up with a theory in ABU in those days. And the theory was, it was rooted on that we cannot survive as politicians or as a nation because if we continue with corruption, there was the indispensability of they call it fragility of stability. That the nation cannot be stable if there is fragility of stability. The Dons were warning us. I was young, I was a student. They didn't listen. Politicians never listened.
Okay.
Yes.
You've been doing a lot of fast forward. I want to do a rewind.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go back to
the
era of Michael Okpara, Sardauna of Sokoto, Awolowo. They achieved so much.
They did.
They achieved so much. And I want to ask, was it the system that we operated? Because at that time there was parliamentary system. And you saw a lot of competition, healthy competition between the regions. So Sardauna builds, I'm just saying, I'm not in terms of the way it came. Sardauna builds a university. Okpara wants to build a university. Awolowo builds a TV station.
First in Africa.
The other one wants to build another one.
Yeah.
They build Cocoa House. Zeke builds the ACB House in
Enugu.
It worked. You know, there was a lot of competition. Why were they so successful?
They were successful because of the system they were operating. The system encouraged competition, healthy competition, not destructive competition. Then the military came to do a little bit of history. The military came and unified the whole nation into what I see as a foolish unification. And then that foolish unification led to the killing of this competition. You remember there was a granite pyramid in the north, there was cocoa production in the west, there were palm trees production in the east, and the likes of Okpara, as you have mentioned, were encouraging this systemic farming, and they were boosting productions. When the military came, they said all our federation account is now centralized. Then we now rendered our people into parasitic beings who are waiting on the government to bring the largesse from the headquarters before they could move forward. And by so doing, they killed agriculture, they killed education, they killed initiatives, and then you dovetail it.
They killed industries.
Industries were killed. I was in Kano only a few weeks ago because I was on NUC delegation to Kano to take a look at 1, 2, 3 universities, and we discovered Kano was a place I was visiting as a student of ABU, and at that time they didn't have less than 35 industries. You go to